Our story kicks off with Alex, an elite operative for a highly classified intelligence agency right in the dead center of a high-stakes hostage rescue. Bullets are flying as Alex takes down the captors, but a sudden ambush leaves him with a brutal gunshot wound. Fighting through the pain, he neutralizes the shooter. Almost immediately, command orders him to pull back. The squad desperately needs backup, and the situation is spiraling totally out of control. But Alex knows there are still hostages trapped inside. With only one seat left on the extraction chopper, protocol strictly dictates he must prioritize the rescue of an American citizen. Forced to make an impossible choice, Alex breaks protocol. He chooses to save a young, non-American boy, leaving an American woman behind to an uncertain fate. But the real twist hits him hard. He soon discovers the mission wasn't even real. It was a fabricated loyalty test. Because of his choice, Alex is stripped of his Special Forces status and tossed behind a desk as a data analyst for the agency. Cut to 3 years later, Alex marches into a female official's office, practically begging to be put back in the field. He knows he has the skills. She tells him she'll run it up the flagpole and get back to him, but she doesn't hold back, bringing up a severe panic attack he suffered right after his last field op. Playing it cool, Alex lies through his teeth, claiming the panic attack was just a one-time thing. Later, Alex meets up with some friends, casually mentioning that he's been suffering from blinding migraines lately. He cuts the hangout short and heads over to a local bar. There, he spots his ex-fiancée, Rachel, but completely ghosts her, opting instead to strike up a conversation with the bartender, a woman named Michelle. The two instantly hit it off. But when Alex steps outside, Rachel is waiting for him. Turns out she's a psychiatrist. She hands him a fresh bottle of panic attack meds, revealing that his friends already tipped her off about his constant headaches. Alex brushes it off as simple work stress, but Rachel isn't having it. She warns him that this is the absolute last time she's writing him a prescription, and he needs to find a real alternative. The very next day at the agency, Alex gets a harsh reality check. His colleague Cobb walks in and drops a bomb. Cobb took the field mission Alex wanted. Alex's request was flat out denied. Things escalate quickly when an agency supervisor calls an emergency meeting. An undercover agent has been exposed and killed. The supervisor locks the room down, declaring that every single person inside will be interrogated because there is a mole sitting right among them. Cobb chimes in, backing up the supervisor. He confirms there's been a massive data breach, and a spy is definitely operating within their walls. Visibly rattled, Alex heads back to his desk to draft a report on the meeting, but the supervisor tracks him down and orders him to drop the file on his last mission until the mole hunt is officially over. Needing to clear his head, Alex visits his good friend Victor at his restaurant. As he tries some of Victor's new desserts, which he admits are amazing, Alex confesses that he feels like he's being watched. He's paranoid and doesn't know what to do. Victor gives him straight advice: quit the agency and lay low. But Alex knows the spy game too well. He tells Victor that running will only make him look guilty. If the agency even suspects he's the leak, they'll eliminate him, innocent or not. Victor looks him dead in the eye and tells him he has to choose between his loyalty to the agency and his own life. Taking no chances, Alex immediately calls his parents. He checks in on them and lies, saying he's being deployed on a travel mission. In reality, he's terrified the agency is going to execute him, and he just wants to keep his parents as far away from the fallout as possible. Prepping for the worst, Alex stashes a wad of cash and a loaded gun hollowed out inside a book in the agency's library, his ultimate backup plan. But the tension seemingly drops when the supervisor gathers the team again. He announces the traitor has been caught and the investigation is officially closed. To Alex's shock, the supervisor then hands him a brand new field mission. Alex takes it, but he isn't buying it. He knows the guy they framed isn't the real mole.
Back at his apartment, the ghosts of his past start creeping in. Alex remembers the loyalty test from 3 years ago, saving the boy, abandoning the woman, and a crushing wave of guilt washes over him. He goes to a hidden compartment secretly carved into his wall and takes his anxiety meds. Seeking an escape, Alex heads back to the bar to see Michelle. He tells her about his promotion, but admits he feels entirely hollow. Michelle reads him perfectly, suggesting he feels he doesn't deserve the win because of his lingering guilt. But as she speaks, a chilling realization hits Alex. Michelle looks exactly like the hostage he left behind 3 years ago. When he confronts her, Michelle plays dumb. She swears she's never even left the United States and smoothly writes down her number for him. The camera pulls back, revealing the horrifying truth. Alex is being watched. The agency suspects him, and a surveillance operative named Parker is tracking his every single move. Desperate for answers, Alex texts Victor, wanting to dig into the old hostage mission. But Victor brushes him off, making excuses about being too busy. He tells Alex to let the 3-year-old ghosts die and take a much-needed vacation. The next day at the office, Alex stumbles onto a terrifying piece of intel. He reads a classified file about a next-generation espionage tech, nano cameras. They are microscopic devices surgically implanted into a target's brain, allowing hackers to see and hear everything the target experiences. As Alex reads the list of side effects, his blood runs cold. He has every single symptom. He realizes he's been chipped, but has no idea how or when it happened. Certain the agency did this to him, Alex makes a beeline for the library to grab his hidden gun. Watching through the cameras, agency director Peter assumes Alex has gone rogue and orders an immediate kill strike. But just as the trigger is about to be pulled, Parker intervenes. She notices Alex hesitating. She tells Peter to hold off, predicting Alex won't take the weapon. She's right. Alex changes his mind, leaves the gun in the book, and walks away. Peter immediately takes this intel to the agency's top boss, Director Santi.
Soon after, a female official locks Alex inside a totally isolated signal-blocking room. She outright accuses him of treason, demanding to know why he hid a gun in the library. Playing defense, Alex says he knew he was being tailed and just wanted some peace of mind, but the official drops the hammer. They've detected bizarre frequencies emitting from his body. Unknown hackers are using his eyes and ears to spy on the agency. She assures him this dead zone room is the only place the hackers can't reach. Alex defends himself. He swears he knew absolutely nothing about the brain cameras and never betrayed his country. But the official isn't convinced. Knowing he's a dead man walking, Alex just asks for one favor: let his family believe he died a hero on a mission. Outside, the official tells Peter she actually believes Alex, but they need definitive proof he isn't a willing double agent. Peter steps into the isolation room to lay out the reality. He tells Alex that Michelle, the bartender, is actually an agency plant. She was the hostage from 3 years ago. Peter gives Alex a brutal ultimatum. Option A, the agency removes the nanites and Alex walks away from his career forever. Option B, Alex stays in play. He acts perfectly normal, letting the hackers think they are undetected while feeding them highly specific, agency-approved lies. But Peter makes one thing clear: if Alex slips up, he dies. Alex chooses to risk his life and stay in the game. The truth of the operation is finally revealed to the audience. Peter knew Alex was hacked a long time ago. He and Director Santi decided to weaponize Alex. Peter put Parker in charge of the surveillance grid, planted Michelle at the bar with a meticulously crafted script, and wired Alex's entire life with hidden cameras just to see if Alex knew he was a walking transmitter. Back at his apartment, Alex's paranoia peaks. He eyes the anxiety pills from his ex-fiancée, Rachel. He crushes one up, runs a chemical test, and finds the smoking gun: microscopic metallic nanites. Alex rushes back to the dead zone room and tells Peter he's been swallowing these nanite pills for 8 straight months, and Rachel gave them to him. But Alex furiously defends her, swearing Rachel is just a pawn and couldn't possibly know what was inside the capsules.
Ready to make a move? Alex texts Michelle to meet up, but it's Parker pulling the strings. She intercepts the text and replies on Michelle's behalf, setting the meeting at the public library. When Alex realizes the location change, he warns Peter. Peter calmly explains that they picked the library. It's a trap. A crowded public space is the perfect bait to draw the hackers out of the shadows. Alex walks into the library and meets Michelle, flawlessly acting like he doesn't know she's an undercover spy. He already knows by the texting style that she didn't send the messages. Parker and the strike team are watching like hawks. Suddenly, a crew of strangers filters into the library. One man casually walks up and stands right next to Alex. The agency realizes immediately this guy is a tech, syncing up to check the integrity of Alex's nanites. Before the tech can leave, an undercover agent lunges to arrest him. All hell breaks loose. Alex and Michelle spot the chaos. Alex drags one of the hackers into an isolated side room and a brutal fight breaks out. Michelle jumps in to assist. Alex manages to snap the guy's neck, while Michelle expertly takes down a female hacker who tries to blindside them. The adrenaline dump triggers a massive panic attack for Alex. Michelle holds him, trying to ground him. To build trust, she confesses her real name is Natalie, admitting she was the hostage from 3 years ago, and begs him to act perfectly natural so they don't blow their cover. It works. Alex actually starts trusting her, feeling a genuine connection forming between them. Meanwhile, the agency arrests the surviving hackers, but the real mastermind remains a ghost. And the twist? Michelle's name isn't even Natalie. Parker literally ordered her to say that just to manipulate Alex into trusting her. Cut to Cobb. He's having a sit-down with his uncle, Henry. Suddenly, Alex's friend Victor walks in. It turns out Victor and Henry are old friends. The next day, Alex and Michelle hang out. The chemistry is undeniable. Parker watches from the monitors, seeing that real feelings are starting to blur the lines of the mission. To sell the illusion that the hackers haven't been compromised, the agency does the unthinkable. They intentionally burn a real mission, and they put Alex right in the middle of it. Cobb, who has zero clue about the nanite operation, is totally baffled as to why Alex is suddenly on his squad.
Furious, Alex confronts Peter in the dead zone room, demanding to know why they are sacrificing a legitimate op while the enemy is literally watching through his eyes. Peter coldly explains that feeding them a real victory is the only way to convince the hackers that the library fight was just a random scuffle. Alex is disgusted. During the mission briefing, Alex sits silently while Cobb outlines the plan. Cobb doesn't trust Alex for a second. He even goes to a superior to voice his suspicions, but she completely blows him off, knowing Alex is the real asset. Frustrated, Cobb seeks advice from his uncle Henry. Henry plays coy, refusing to give direct advice, but ominously warns Cobb to keep his mouth shut and protect his own reputation. Meanwhile, Peter runs the background checks and confirms Alex was right. Rachel was completely innocent. She had no idea the pills were laced. Mission day arrives. It's a total bloodbath. The agency squad is ambushed, and multiple agents are killed on screen. To maintain the cover story, the agency hauls Cobb into a fake interrogation, accusing him of being the leak. Alex is crushed by the guilt of knowing his eyes got those men killed. Later, in a safe spot, Michelle approaches Alex. She drops the act, admitting the agency ordered her to monitor his psychological state after the bloodbath, but she promises to cover for him, saying she will report whatever he tells her to. She begs for his trust. Broken and exhausted, Alex gives in. He admits he is drowning in guilt and vows to hunt down the hacker who did this to him. The agency immediately rolls Alex into the next phase. They assign him to lure out a traitor named Saul, a rat selling secrets to the Russians. Saul operates out of a shady betting parlor. Alex scopes the place out, reporting back that Saul is purely motivated by cash. The agency's master plan is brilliant. They will trick the hackers into believing Saul is holding a heavily encrypted hard drive packed with secrets about their own spy ring. The bait is set. The hackers will come for Saul, and the agency will trap them. Peter orders Alex to approach Saul and pretend to buy the phantom drive. Alex makes contact and goes to Saul's heavily guarded house. But Saul is steps ahead. He instantly makes Alex as an agency spook. But then Saul flips the script. He reveals he actually does have a heavily encrypted hard drive. He demands a massive payout, safe passage to a foreign country, and $200 million. If they pay, he'll hand over the drive containing the true identity of the agency mole and the mastermind running the nanites. Alex relays the ransom to Peter, warning him that since the drive is encrypted, Saul could easily be bluffing for a payday. Peter insists they need to verify the drive before transferring a single dime. Behind closed doors, the agency medical team makes a grim discovery. The metallic nanites are aggressively degrading Alex's brain cells. He is living on borrowed time and will soon die. But Peter makes a ruthless call. They keep Alex entirely in the dark, so he finishes the mission. Alex returns to Saul, demanding proof of the drive. Saul flat out refuses. Playing hardball, Alex claims the money is ready and walks out. But as he hits the street, he spots a hit squad moving in on Saul's house. Alex sprints back inside, grabbing Saul just as the bullets start flying. With Parker hacking into the city's camera grid, she feeds Alex turn-by-turn directions to evade the kill squad. While running, Saul taunts Alex, claiming the agency sent the hitters to tie up loose ends. But Peter gets in Alex's ear, promising him that he is their most vital asset. Peter guides Alex to an extraction point and then orders him to execute Saul. Alex refuses to pull the trigger. Suddenly, the nanites glitch. Alex is hit with violent vertigo, and his vision goes completely black. Saul seizes the moment, brutally beating the blind Alex to make his escape. But Alex fights through the neurological meltdown. He counters, overpowers Saul, and kills him. Just as the hit squad corners Alex, the agency cavalry arrives, gunning down the attackers and pulling Alex out of the fire. Back at base, Peter drops the truth. The hit squad wasn't sent by the hackers. They were terrorists that Saul had burned in a past deal. Peter insists the mission is still a go. They will leak a rumor to the hackers that Saul's drive is still out in the wind. When Alex questions the morality of the casualties, Peter icily reminds him that the mission always comes before the man. Alex brings up his sudden blindness and dizziness, asking if it's the nanites. Peter lies right to his face, claiming ignorance and promising to check with the docs.
But the betrayal doesn't stop there. Alex accidentally intercepts Michelle's comms and realizes every sweet word she ever said to him was read off an agency script. His heart shatters. He thought her feelings were real. Without confronting her, he emotionally shuts her out. Driven to the edge, Alex sneaks into a total dead zone. He hits record on a camera, laying out his final testament. He exposes the nanites in his brain, the agency's ruthless double-agent game, and the fact that despite everything, they still don't trust him. He looks into the lens, admitting he doesn't know who the real enemy is anymore. When Alex meets Michelle next, he is ice cold. The agency gets a hit. They tell Alex that Saul's legendary hard drive is stashed in an arts theater in Paris. Peter orders Alex to get boots on the ground in France, secure the drive, and set the ultimate trap for the hackers. But Parker's surveillance picks up on Alex's erratic behavior. She warns Peter that Alex is hiding something and freezing Michelle out. Peter doesn't blink. He orders maximum surveillance and vows to abort the entire op if Alex goes rogue. Before leaving, Alex visits Michelle. He cuts ties completely, telling her he's traveling and they are done. She begs him to stay, but he walks away without looking back. Next, he visits Rachel. Knowing the agency is listening, he cryptically apologizes to her, saying she was right all along. Parker watches the feed, totally baffled by his game. In a second hidden video, Alex addresses his family, swearing he never betrayed his country, just in case he comes back in a body bag. He boards the plane to France. Back in the States, Michelle drops off the grid. Panic sets in at the agency. Parker tracks her down to an empty church. As Parker approaches, Michelle draws a weapon, convinced the agency sent an assassin to clean up loose ends. Parker de-escalates, revealing that Alex went rogue on the breakup. The agency had nothing to do with it. Parker offers a golden ticket. Play along, let the mission finish, and she will personally delete Michelle's file, making her a free woman. Michelle argues it's useless since Alex already suspects her, but Parker orders her to just go home and play the part. Parker covers for her, telling Peter everything is fine. In Paris, Alex and a fellow agent infiltrate the theater right in the middle of a live performance. They sneak into the back rooms, neutralize a guard by pretending to be part of the show, and secure the hard drive. They radio the success back to base. But suddenly, Henry, Cobb's uncle, strolls into the theater. Alex assumes he's just another agency spook, but back in the States, the surveillance room goes dead silent. The agency recognizes Henry immediately. He is the mastermind, but to keep the operation intact, they don't utter a word to Alex. As Henry walks with them, Alex's instincts scream that something is wrong. He confronts Henry, and a fight instantly breaks out. Henry drops the ultimate bombshell. He is the one who planted the nanites in Alex's brain. Alex's partner is knocked out cold. Before Henry can finish Alex, rival factions of armed men flood the theater. A massive firefight erupts. Henry uses the chaos to slip away, and Alex sprints after him. Outside, Cobb, who is running point on the mission, spots his uncle and is paralyzed with shock. He chases Henry down an alley. Henry turns on his own nephew, raising his gun to execute him. At the very last microsecond, Alex tackles Cobb, saving his life as the bullet flies past. Henry jumps into a getaway car and floors it. Alex tosses the hard drive to Cobb and takes off after the vehicle on foot.
Alex tracks the car to an underground tunnel leading to a massive subterranean bunker. As he descends, the nanites severely attack his nervous system. Dizzy and half-blind, he forces himself forward. He steps into the bunker and finds Henry waiting. Henry doesn't even raise a weapon. He arrogantly tells Alex to put the gun down, knowing Alex won't shoot because Alex desperately needs the cure. Alex demands to know how to get the tech out of his head. Henry smiles and delivers the killing blow. There is no cure. The nanites are permanent. Alex explodes, threatening to end him. He demands to know why he was chosen. Henry cuts him off, revealing the darkest truth of all. The agency lied. They knew the tech was fatal. Anyone shipped with Cassandra dies within 6 months. Alex calls him a liar, but Henry explains that the blinding headaches and vertigo are the final stages of brain death. He tosses Alex the classified medical files. Alex reads them, and the horrifying reality sets in. He is going to die. Despite the death sentence, Alex refuses to turn traitor, so Henry plays his trump card. He will have Alex's parents butchered unless Alex does exactly what he says. Henry orders Alex to return to the agency, claim Henry escaped, and then personally deliver Director Santi to him. Henry has an old score to settle and wants to burn the agency to the ground. He gives Alex exactly 24 hours. Meanwhile, the agency is frantically searching for Alex. Parker warns Peter that Alex was already deeply suspicious before leaving for Paris. Peter brushes it off, focusing purely on the endgame.
The analysts finally crack Henry's file. He's a ghost, a German-born spy with dozens of aliases who burned his own country for America, flipped to the Russians, and eventually reinvented himself as Cobb's uncle. The strike team raids Henry's house, but finds it scrubbed clean. Parker vouches for Cobb, proving he had no idea his uncle was a super spy. Peter orders a total blackout on Henry's identity until Alex comes back. Alex walks back into the agency, looking Peter dead in the eye. He lies. He says Henry slipped through his fingers and has no idea the hack was discovered. Peter, watching him from the dead zone room, knows he's lying. He presses Alex, but Alex holds his ground. As Alex leaves, Peter gives Parker a chilling order. If Alex has flipped to Henry's side, put a bullet in his head immediately. Alex heads to his apartment and finds Michelle waiting. She claims she forgot some things. Highly paranoid, Alex assumes she's there to assassinate him. He slips into the bedroom to grab his gun, but comes out to find her casually brewing coffee. She leaves without a fight. Alex heads to Victor's restaurant to meet his parents. After sweeping the table for agency bugs, he begs Victor for a massive favor. He needs to locate Director Santi to protect his parents. Victor warns him that Santi is a literal ghost, but promises to make some calls. Alex begs Victor to protect his parents at all costs and leaves. Back at the agency, Cobb hands over the encrypted drive to his superior. He drops a bombshell. He decrypted it himself. The drive is completely worthless, packed with dummy files. Alex returns to his apartment to find Michelle back again. She claims she used her key to come cook for him. Alex ignores her and walks into the bathroom. He turns on the faucet and starts speaking loudly, pretending to talk to Henry. He promises that he is close to Santi and will deliver her soon. Alex knows the apartment is rigged with agency mics. He is putting on a show. Listening in, the agency takes the bait. Parker immediately orders Michelle to execute Alex. Alex steps out of the bathroom, and Michelle lunges at him with a tactical knife. A vicious, close-quarters brawl tears the apartment apart. Alex tries to choke her out, but she fights back fiercely. Finally, Alex grabs a heavy object and strikes her, knocking her unconscious.
Suddenly, a massive nanite seizure hits him. He collapses. The agency strike team breaches the apartment to finish the job, but Alex snaps out of it just in time, diving out a window to escape. Bleeding out, Alex makes it to Rachel's house to patch his wounds, but the agency kill squad is right on his tail. He narrowly escapes a hail of bullets, breaks into a convenience store to buy fresh clothes and medical supplies, and staples his own wounds shut. His body is failing. Blood is literally weeping from his eye. Running on pure adrenaline, he reaches Rachel's secondary safe house. He confesses everything. He's an agent, he cleared her name, and he's dying from the nanites. He begs her for a cure. She swears she knows nothing about the tech. As another seizure hits Alex, the agency strike team swarms the house. Rachel grabs Alex and drags him into a hidden subterranean bunker beneath the floorboards. Inside the bunker, Alex freezes. The walls are covered in live surveillance feeds, including feeds of himself. The ultimate betrayal clicks into place. Rachel wasn't a pawn. She was Henry's partner the entire time. She knew she was feeding him the nanites. Enraged, Alex smashes the monitors to pieces. Rachel coldly informs him that his bleeding eye means he has mere hours to live. She offers him a highly experimental injection, promising it will temporarily pause the neurological decay just long enough for him to finish the mission for Henry. With no other choice, Alex jams the needle into his leg and escapes. Back at the agency, Michelle wakes up and reports to Parker. She reveals a critical secret. She had previously warned Alex about the hidden cameras in his apartment to build trust. Parker's eyes go wide. She connects the dots. If Alex knew the apartment was bugged, his bathroom confession wasn't a betrayal. It was a coded message to the agency. He was telling them exactly where he was taking Henry to set the trap. Parker immediately alerts Peter and Santi.
Alex arrives at Santi's designated safe house. He speaks to a woman sitting in the chair, pretending she is the director. Henry, watching from the shadows, breaches the room. Alex looks at him, says, "My part is done, let my parents go," and walks out into the night. Henry approaches the woman, gloating that he is finally going to burn her empire to the ground. But as he glances at the decor, he realizes the terrifying truth. This isn't Santi. It's a decoy. Before Henry can react, the decoy attacks him. Realizing he walked into Alex's trap, Henry frantically dials his hit squad and screams the order, "Butcher Alex's parents." The master plan is revealed. Alex orchestrated this entire fake-out to hand Henry to the agency on a silver platter. A plan that only worked because Parker realized Alex was still loyal. At the restaurant, Henry's hit squad kicks in the doors, but Victor and Michelle are waiting. Victor hits a switch, revealing a massive hidden armory inside the diner. A chaotic John Wick-style shootout erupts as they defend Alex's parents. Alex is tearing through the streets in his car, rushing to the restaurant when a massive seizure hits. He violently crashes into a barricade. Paralyzed, he tries to reach for Rachel's injection, but drops it. Out of nowhere, Cobb pulls him from the wreckage, jams the syringe into Alex's leg, and saves his life. The two of them gun down the remaining street thugs and rush to the diner. Alex breaches the restaurant, joining Michelle and Victor in a brutal final stand. They wipe out the last of Henry's squad. Alex locks eyes with his terrified but safe parents. The adrenaline fades, the nanites take over. Blood pours from Alex's eyes, and he collapses to the floor, dead to the world. Sometime later, Alex wakes up in a sterile white agency medical room. A doctor stands over him, explaining that they managed to stabilize the nanites. He won't die, but he will have to live inside this signal-blocking dead zone for the foreseeable future. In the executive office, Director Santi promotes Parker for her brilliant tactical mind. True to her word, Parker pulls up Michelle's agency file and permanently deletes it. Michelle is finally free. Down in the interrogation cells, a broken Henry gives up the master codes, allowing the agency to sever the global surveillance feed connecting to Alex's brain.
Peter visits Alex with the good news. Rachel's operation has been torched, the cameras are dead, and the hack is permanently disabled. Alex is free to live his life. Alex asks for one final favor, to thank the analyst who believed in him. Parker stands outside the heavy steel door of Alex's room. They can't see each other, but Alex thanks her for saving his parents' lives. Parker smiles, telling him that he is the one who saved them. Months later, Alex is living a normal life. He bumps into Michelle on a subway platform. She tells him she left the spy life behind for good and is traveling the world. She smiles, telling him to come find her if he ever wants to really live. But the nightmare isn't over. Back at the agency, Parker makes a chilling discovery. She tells Peter that the Cassandra nanites require years of sustained microdosing to successfully bond to the brain. Henry couldn't have done it alone. Someone else was drugging Alex long before Rachel ever stepped into the picture. Alex meets up with Cobb, who drops a massive piece of the puzzle. Cobb admits he was spying on Victor. On the exact day Henry was arrested, Cobb intercepted a phone call. Victor was requesting an emergency medical evac for Alex, but Victor made that call before anyone even knew Alex had collapsed. Alex's blood runs cold. He drives straight to the restaurant and confronts his closest friend. He looks Victor in the eye and asks if he did this. Cornered, Victor drops the nice guy act. He confesses.
Victor is the true mastermind. He funded and engineered the nanites, using Alex as a human Trojan horse to steal classified agency intel. He swears he never wanted Alex to get hurt. Alex is utterly devastated. But Victor isn't finished. He leads Alex down into a massive, high-tech subterranean server room hidden beneath the restaurant. The room is lined with hundreds of glowing surveillance screens. Each screen shows the life of a different person: politicians, generals, civilians. Alex stares at the wall of stolen lives in pure horror as Victor whispers the final, terrifying truth: it's never going to end. Smash to black. The series ends. That's it for today's story. If you enjoyed the recap, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.